in the heart of the vast sun-scorched desert, where golden dunes stretched as far as the eye could see, lived a tiny, vibrant green frog named Hing. Unlike other frogs who loved cool damp ponds, Hing was born with an unquenchable curiosity for the world beyond his lily pad. One day, a fierce whirlwind swept through his home, lifting him high into the sky and dropping him gently onto the soft, warm sands of the desert. At first, Hing was terrified. The heat was immense, and there wasn't a drop of water in sight. He felt his skin getting dry and his throat becoming parched. He was all alone in an endless ocean of sand. "Hello?" he croaked, his voice barely a whisper. "Is anyone there?" The only reply was the soft sigh of the wind. Days turned into nights, and Hing learned to survive. He found shelter under the cool shade of a lonely cactus and learned to sip the morning dew from its spines. One morning, as Hing was practicing his croaks to keep his spirits up, a camel caravan passed by. The lead camel, a wise old creature named Omar, stopped in his tracks, his large eyes wide with disbelief. He had heard a voice, but it sounded like a frog. "Did you hear that?" Omar asked the other camels. They just shook their heads, their bells jingling softly. Omar cautiously approached the cactus. There, sitting in the shade, was Hing. "Good morning." Hing chirped, happy to see another living being. Omar stumbled back in shock. A talking frog. "In the middle of the desert, I must be dreaming." Hing just chuckled. "You're not dreaming. My name is Hing. A whirlwind brought me here." From that day on, Hing and Omar became the unlikeliest of friends. Hing would ride comfortably between Omar's booms, regaling him with stories of his watery home, the cool ponds, the buzzing dragonflies, and the chorus of his frog family at night. In return, Omar shared tales of the desert, stories of hidden oases, of constellations that served as maps, and of the resilient creatures that called the dunes their home. Hing learned that the desert wasn't empty. It was full of life, just a different kind of life. Word of the talking frog spread like wildfire across the desert. Soon, caravans from far and wide would alter their routes just to catch a glimpse of Hing and hear his stories. Lizards, scorpions, and desert foxes would gather around the cactus at dusk, listening intently as Hing spoke. He didn't just talk about his old home. He spoke of courage, of adapting to new circumstances, and of the beauty of friendship. Hing's voice became a symbol of hope in the harsh desert. He taught the desert creatures about the world beyond the sand, and they, in turn, showed him the magic of their own world. He realized that home wasn't just a place. It was a feeling of belonging. Something he had found under a cactus, beside a camel, surrounded by his new friends. One day, a kind merchant in the caravan, moved by Hing's story, offered to take him back to his pond. The thought of the cool water was tempting. Hing looked at Omar, at the circle of desert animals who had become his family, and at the vast, beautiful desert that had tested him and made him stronger. He knew what he had to do. "Thank you for your kindness," Hing said to the merchant, his voice clear and strong. "But my home is here now. My voice belongs to the desert." He had found his purpose not in the place he was born, but in the place he had learned to live and love. He was no longer just a frog. He was Hing, the storyteller of the desert. And so Hing stayed, his cheerful croak becoming a permanent part of the desert's song. He proved that even the smallest voice can make the biggest difference, and that with a little courage and an open heart, you can find a home anywhere in the world. His legend lived on, a tiny green beacon of hope in a vast golden land, reminding everyone that life's greatest adventures often begin where the path ends. Thank you for watching our story today. If you enjoyed Hing's journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing tales. See you next time.